Hello everyone, my name is Karen Cannon and as Education Associate for IAUG Headquarters, I would like to welcome you to today's webcast, Productive Omni-Channel Communications for the Agent Perspective, presented by Uwe Kruter, CEO of CCT Solutions. IAUG is pleased to add this informative and educational webcast to our 2016 program. Before we begin, I would like to share a few tips for using the GoToWebinar during today's presentation. First, you can minimize your navigation bar by clicking the top arrow button. I encourage you to submit questions throughout the event via the question and answer box located on your webinar toolbar. Our speakers will be monitoring a few minutes for Q&A throughout the presentation. And lastly, a recording of the presentation will be made available for download on the IAUG website by the end of the day. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to Uwe.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to the webinar, Productive Omni-Channel Communications from the Agent Perspective. My name is Uwe Kruter. I'm the CEO of CCT Solutions. I will run you through the webinar in the next 60 minutes. I hope you can all see my screen. Just to run through the agenda, I'll give you a brief overview about the CCT Solutions. What are we doing? Where do we come from? Where do we go? I also list down the goals of the agent perspective and the goals of the supervisor and management perspective in an omni-channel agent desktop environment. Then we will also give you an overview about the desktop solution and the architecture, and at the end we will run you through a omni-channel agent desktop demonstration. I have two gentlemen with me. I have Uwe Witt with me. He is the Sales Vice President of CCT. He will also introduce us into a customer reference case during the presentation. And I also have Stefan Snyder with me. He will run us through the agent desktop demonstration. Just a brief overview. CCT Solutions, we call us the omni-channel architects. In an omni-channel environment, you have lots of different components, and we visualize these here in a gearbox to show you these are typically components that you have in a call center, in a contact center, in an agent desktop environment. Lots of things start with the ACD, goes down to email management, goes into a second level back office integration, goes into disaster recovery, web callback, chat, speech analytics. So lots of things. Most of those components you probably already have. Some of these components you probably do not have. You maybe have an interest, you maybe have a plan to address these things, you maybe don't need them. So this is where we step in with our Productive Interaction Omni-Channel Agent Desktop product. Our history goes back to AT&T, Luz, and Avaya. We have a long history in that product portfolio. We have locations in Europe and in the United States. The product we're going to demonstrate to you later on is an Avaya DevConnect tested and selected partner product. So Avaya carries our product into their portfolio, and if you are an Avaya direct customer or an Avaya partner customer, it is always possible to provide you our product through your existing channels. The focus areas that we're going to dive into today is basically the ContactPro product later on, the agent access, the agent visibility into the different modules, also the channels here on the left-hand side. In our live demonstration, we will run you through all the channels, starting with voice calls, emails, chat from a website, also some modern things like Webrtc, voice, video, and co-browsing channels that we're going to show you in our live demonstration. And also on the agent desktop side, we show you integrations with the CRM systems, the CTI screen pops, for example, the database access, the customer journey components. So all these are areas that we're going to focus on later into our demonstration. Here's just give you a brief list. This is our reference customers. These are customers we have provided solutions to Just to highlight a few of them, there is a large international deployments in automotive, also in the utility and also in the insurance business, for example. And just to step into the agent desktop environment, what are typically the goals that we're going to see from an agent perspective? And we all know goals from an agent sometimes are different from the goals of a supervisor or a contact center or customer service manager. So we're going to stress this here a little bit on that slide. An agent typically wants a simple to use desktop. He doesn't want copy paste too many different applications that makes it too complex to run through a more or less simple business transaction from a customer. And what he also wants is he wants all the resources to respond and manage a contact in a most easy way. In a voice call, that's probably more easy than compared to an email or to a chat conversation. So you will going to see that in chat and email and Webrtc calls, for example, you need a little bit more agent resources, and the agent is also, when he works in a multi-channel, omni-channel environment, he also has some additional requirements when it comes down to how is my CRM data, how is my screen pop, does that work automatically, can I control that in some situations also manually, and specifically here, when you have media combinations, so you have a chat, but you cannot handle the chat in the best way, you maybe escalate that into a call. You maybe do a callback. So in this scenario, also the agent needs additional capabilities, as well as there is an email, or that, for example, there is a call, and the customer wants an email confirmation or an SMS confirmation just to make sure that everything is in good shape. So you have combinations of media channels that also requires additional resources. In all situations where we deployed our desktop, agent statistics got more and more important. So show the agent how is the queue. Can I go into a break? Can I finish my shift? How is the queue? What is our current SLA? And this goes down to what I have done today. What is my performance today? How many emails, how many chats, how many calls did I handle today? And how was my personal element to, let's say, attach it to the overall service level? And one component that we also see more and more often is, how can I communicate to my supervisor in the most efficient way? In the old days, you put a customer on hold, you give him some music, he has to wait. In the modern world, you can just give the agent the possibility to do a quick chat. This goes down to having screen sharing capabilities between agent and supervisor, so supervisor can really assist an agent in a call or in an email handling, for example. So there's more channels, there's more requirements, there's more need from the agent perspective that needs to be addressed. And this is something we're going to show you later on also in the live demonstration how this is going to work. Moving over to the goals for management, for supervisor. These are typically a bit different, and we all know that. They are different from the agent perspective. Some are in common, but a supervisor typically has a hard time to get all his agents to make their work at the end of the day. So from a supervisor perspective, it's a bit different. The questions are, how can I meet my target? What can I do? What is my current service level? How is my abandon rate? How can I reduce my abandon rate? I typically reduce my abandon rate by, let's say, reducing my average handling time, but how can I do that? How can I provide my agent a better and more simple resource on his desktop or at his desktop to make it more easy to handle these emails, to handle the voice calls, to handle the chat? And we all know email average handling times are typically much more or much longer compared to a voice call. The same is in a chat. A chat typically takes longer because you have to write all these things down into words, but chat typically gives you the capability in doing multitasking, working on two contacts at the same time. So this is all relevant when it comes down to average handling time, and how is this going to report it? How is multitasking reported? Do I report this agent in one database or in two? So this is all requirements in Omni-Channel that brings the need for a supervisor to have a simple dashboard. Show me my numbers. Give me only the important numbers. If I really want to have a drill down, I can do that later, but immediately in real time I want to see my important numbers on my dashboard. Also changing business requirements, like we adding another service, we adding another skill, we need this agent now handling multi-channel instead of only voice. This is typically requirements where you need to provide the management, either the IT or the customer service management, you need to provide them some more tools that they can use to change their desktop environment. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty fast to address this business requirement pretty soon and not wait for whatever an IT department with a change request which takes weeks and months to get addressed. And last but not least, if you're changing the agent environment, there's always the question, how do I train my people? How much training do they need? Am I happy with a train-the-trainer, like I'm only training the supervisors and they do the training to my agents? So this is all requirements more coming from the management perspective, and we try to address that also as well later on in our live demonstration. Just to give you a brief overview before we later on drive into the live demonstration, what is that agent desktop for Omni-Channel we are talking about in that webinar? We call it the ContactPro Agent Desktop, and it is primarily focused on all the Avaya platforms that are available. So it is not only a desktop for voice, it is not only a desktop for the Elite multi-channel for email and chat as well, and it's not only a desktop for the Avaya Interaction Center platform, it is a desktop for all platforms. So it has multiple integrations into the Avaya environment. Here you see the red Avaya components like the Elite ACD, the CMS system, the AES CTI server, the Elite multi-channel platform, the experience portal with the proactive outreach for outbound calls, as well as the AIC system and the new one, the Oceana on the Breeze platform that got available in early October this year, or that will be available in early October this year. So we have integrated with all of these platforms, providing this through the ContactPro application host, providing access to multiple database systems, providing the omni-channel capabilities. And to make that a little bit more easy, here you see another slide that outlines the integrations into these major Avaya contact center platforms. And from an agent perspective, we just give you a little bit of an overview. Here is how does that looks like. How does these agent desktop modules for multi-channel, for omni-channel components, how do they look like? What type of functionalities do we provide to the agent for handling a voice call, handling an email, handling a chat, providing a customer journey, a media work list for each customer contact, and also providing a more modern web and mobile-based solution for customers that, let's say, call from a mobile phone, doing that through Webrtc mobile phone applications. We will show that later on in the live scenario, also in our demonstration. So this is just to give you a little bit of an overview. You see the different modules, the customer context data during a call, during an email, during a chat, the CRM integration with multiple CRM systems like Salesforce, Dynamics, SAP, Siebel, the integration with the knowledge base for the agent, so when he needs some more resources, there is a knowledge base integrated. There's also a template component for the agent to answer email, to answer chats in a more easy and simple way. There's also a component to search on the knowledge base, to search on the templates and simply do a preview and double click to get this information moved into the customer contact and respond. So this component we're going to address in more detail during our live demonstration. From a CRM integration point of view, that's always the questions: how do you integrate with CRM system? How is the CTI screen pop going to work with my application? We all know not everybody has a standardized CRM environment. A lot of people work with whatever terminal emulations, whatever kind of CRM systems, whatever kind of help desk systems like stuff, ServiceNow, and many other help desk environments. So we have integrations with all these systems. We provide the bidirectional data transfer between the CRM database and the Avaya database. We all provide that through that unified agent desktop environment, and we also provide an open client API for third-party applications on the desktop. Having all that said, where's the meat? Yeah, where's the real scenario? Yeah. So I have Uwe Witt with me, and we give you just a brief 5-minute overview about a real customer scenario. If this is not enough for you, I just mentioned this up front, we could for sure have a more private session for you organized, so we can give you a little bit more insight, but for now we have an agreement with the customer that we just show the highlights, and as soon as you want a little bit more detailed on that reference customer scenario, we also can have a private smaller session if you are interested in that scenario in a more deeper fashion. So we're going to address this now, and after that we're going to move over to the live demonstration with Stefan. So,
okay.
You're online.
I'm on. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi everybody out there. And I can just repeat what Uwe Kreuter said. I think it's very important that you take the opportunity during the session to ask questions, but of course we are also available later on to do demos to speak with you about your individual points that you may have on a contact center. So I would like to speak about a very, I would consider that to be a typical case. It's a company in the household industry and called Bosch Siemens Hausgeräte, and it's a mid-sized customer for Avaya with 30,000 UC users, 2,000 elite voice agents, and today 450 non-voice agents. Why is this a customer that is of interest for ContactPro? I see also here a very common, not to say typical development. In this sector of the industry, a fridge is a fridge more or less, and an oven is an oven. So it's big price pressure due to comparable products. The clients go to the websites, do their shopping there. So there's a lot of pressure using different communication and information capabilities today. The companies grow by acquiring new brands in other countries, for instance, and so buying competitors. That generates a very heterogeneous IT infrastructure. Processes are different, and it's a very fragmented organization. That was exactly the case for BSH, and so they were asking Avaya as the provider of the UC equipment, hey, can you help us sort out some of our issues that we currently have and synchronize the UC environment, the call center environment, and that in a fashion that we cover all the countries that we serve today, but have it centralized so that we really make everything as efficient as possible. And Avaya started this using different attempts, I have to say. So because Avaya has some contact center in the portfolio, so it took them 3 attempts until they ended up with an Elite plus EMC solution, and they started then also on the desktop side, and I think that's the core here of this session today. They used the standard desktop, and they failed miserably to roll that out in a large and complex environment, because it's a very thick client that needed to touch registry. So they had couple of issues on the security and compliance side, and also the user acceptance given the functionality was not that great. That was exactly when the CCT was brought into the game. The customer definitely wanted to reduce the number of vendors, so it was very important that Avaya was one go-to, and because ContactPro, our solution, is an Avaya SPP certified solution, so not only DevConnect certified but also SPP. It's a full solution in the Avaya price book. The Avaya sales organization could bring that to the customer, and there's also one go-to if it comes to service and configuration points. Together with the Avaya solution architects and our team, we designed a solution that we simply said, okay, let's start with a lab system, let's do a first country, let's prove it, and then take it from there in a rollout. And I think that was, for us, a fantastic approach. We brought the Netherlands as the first country onto the EMC multi-channel system with an email solution, and they are today our best sales horse, I should say. And other countries coming, seeing what they do, how they do it, how they use the web reporter that Uwe Kreuter already mentioned and that we will see in action in a minute, and how the supervisor have a much better view, how agent can much easier handle the emails, how they can see the history of a contact on a glance and really be competent in the answers, and they can really do the combination together with their SAP CRM system. So they gain a lot and they have much more fun and success, I have to say, by using ContactPro on their desktop. And so that combination was very critical for the customer, and today we have a full multi-country solution with Bosch Siemens Hausgeräte installed. So beside the Netherlands, we have now also Spain, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Baltics, and the UK online. And for next year, we will extend that to Germany, Poland, and some countries in Asia, so that we really become a quite good sized multimedia solution. So I think we will have then something to between 800 to 1,000 agents on the multimedia side, plus the 2,000 just doing voice. And what you will see in Stefan's presentation is we can very well mix the two sides, so the Elite Voice plus the EMC multi-channel side. And all that definitely brought the customer to exactly what he wanted to achieve, so that we have now a better customer service due to the integration and the information, that the whole information situation for the agent but also for the supervisors has improved dramatically, and the whole business controlling, because we have the full reporting now in the central side, that is very key for the organization, and that's why they drive this solution now forward also to the other countries. And the integration with SAP, that was definitely the key for big savings and make it integrated and gave them the big benefits. And I think that's something you should definitely look out for when you consider what's happening. Don't only look to the platform as such, really have a look how can you gain advantages using a smart, configurable, adaptional desktop that can really be adjusted on a country by country or on a subsidiary by subsidiary basis to your individual needs. I think with that I would like to hand over to Stefan to show us in real world or in live what we have.
Yeah, so while I'm giving the moderator rights back to Stefan, I just want to mention, just in case you want to have more detail on that reference customer, in the download PDF that we've provided, there's about 6-8 more detailed slides about the customer reference. So this is some more information that we can address with that download. So we haven't done that here because of the 60-minute time difference. We want to move over to the real-life customer demo scenario. So I move over to Stefan here, give him the rights. So we're going to see now a omni-channel agent desktop demonstration across multiple channels. So Here actually you see the agent desktop in a full module, full screen scenario. This is typically not what every customer require. That's why the desktop is set up in components. You can make it very small. If you, for example, have a voice-only scenario, you only provide the voice components. So desktop here is just a toolbar. This agent here is in a blending mode. He is currently available. This setup, you would receive phone calls and maybe CRM screen pops. But as soon as this agent is working in a multi-channel email and voice and maybe chat environment, we can provide him more resources. So on the left-hand side here, you see the customer journey that outlines all the interaction that have been in place with that customer in the past. In the center here, you see the work list. So at the moment, this agent is working on an email. The agent gets the real-time statistics, like what is the current status, what is the handling time, how long is that email assigned to him. He has already clicked on the email, and the email body is got to present it to him. So you see the email body here in the center of the screen, and we provide the agent all the resources to respond to that email. So reply all, forward, transfer, all these capabilities have been provided. Also the possibility for the agent to suspend the email or transfer it to a, call it a second level, call it a supervisor quality check. So all these components have been included, as well as spell checker, print capabilities, multiple languages. As Uwe mentioned, we have customers that running the product in many different countries, many different languages. So this is something from a globalized point of view is well supported. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the templates. The templates are relevant for email handling as well as chat handling, because some of these templates are pretty similar, or they are the same if you respond to a chat or you respond to an incoming email. In our follow-up scenario here, we just have given that agent an email. He has another email which he put into the deferred mode, so this email is going to wait at the moment for the agent to come back. And but I wanted to show you as well here is the CRM integration. So the CRM integration here, the agent clicks on the email, we automatically screen pop this customer's CRM system. In this case, it's a Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So we take all the data of that customer that is available in the Avaya system, and we're going to send that over to the CRM system through a CRM connector, and we immediately have the customer identified. We know the customer's cases, we know all the customer activities in the CRM system. So there is that CRM module which supports multiple different CRM systems, as well as if you have a homegrown CRM system, which is also quite often the case, so it's not unusual. We also integrate with customer homegrown CRM systems as well. Just to give you the intro, Stefan and I, we were going to run through a couple of scenarios now, step by step, to show you what is required from an agent perspective when he's working on an email. There's an incoming call as well, because the agent, while he's working on the email, he's required, because there is a long queue for voice calls. So we can go into that multitasking scenario, but before we're gonna do that, we also wanted to highlight here in the center, there is the agent desktop wallboard. The agent desktop wallboard here shows you skill reports. So you see the skill this agent is assigned to, you see the calls waiting, you see the oldest call, you see the average handling time, the average talk time in this case, you see how many agents are available, how many % of these calls are in the service level. So Stefan, should we gonna go ahead and send in a voice call in that scenario just to show a little bit more functionality?
Yes, so I will just set myself to aux before to show also the feature of the wallboard with a real call waiting. So I'm starting now a call from a customer phone. As soon as this call comes into the contact center, it's a call for the skill refrigeration. You see in real time with a refresh rate of minimum 3 seconds, we can show the number of calls waiting, in this case 1 call waiting, and you see the counting up the oldest call. And now as soon as I go to available again, I get another contact. So I'm still working on that email active. I go to available. I get an alerting for the voice call, and as soon as I answer this call, I get another dynamic screen pop identification based on the phone numbers so far.
So very important to mention, the screen pop here works across multiple channels. No matter if this is a voice call, an email, or a chat, as soon as we have identified the customer, either on the A-party number, on the customer number coming through DTMF or the IVR, or the email address, or on the chat he gonna has identified himself, that's the moment where we're gonna screen pop with the CRM system. And the screen pop here is an automatic screen pop. It could also be manually done. So there is a lot of configuration capabilities that have been built in.
In addition to that, next to the customer journey, we have also a part of the context data. So the agent has also the possibility to see all collected values in the background before the call or the email or chat or any other contact arrives to the client desktop. So in this case, for the voice call, we just show the create time of this call, a number, first destination. So we could also show all transferred parties in here, the identified customer number, as well as the first and the last name of the customer, and finally also an identification of the skill the caller went to. So this is just next to the customer journey, another possibility to highlight as much details as possible with arriving or accepting a contact into ContactPro.
So should we move over to the web contact at this moment?
Maybe one more thing in this case related, or two things. One is we have a full synchronized Softphone toolbar providing all the classic contact center voice features with creating calls, transferring calls, conferencing calls, as well as integration of phone books, global and personal, and running the client in different voice modes. So with the Avaya Telecommuter mode, you can also connect to remote agents. And finally, on the right side, you see also integration to the Avaya Breeze Presence snap-in, so concurrent status of other contacts, of other agents, with the possibility to make calls to these agents, as well as doing messaging, and also an indication of the current status the agent has. If I drop that call, you will see I get also reason codes window afterwards, and as soon as I selected the reason codes, on the right side you will see I already changed to after call work with a timed after call work, and as soon as I end this, I'm back available. So I would say let's move to chats. I will just bring in for a second the customer perspective from a website. So this is the customer website looking for a refrigerator, and as you see, the customer has different real-time or communication possibilities from the website, like a chat, creating an email, creating a call back in that case, or starting a Webrtc call. In this example, I will now start from the customer perspective chat. So I click on the chat, and as soon as I click on the chat, you will see also in the background highlighting a customer support feedback with 5 stars that I will finish after I close the chat. I just enter my name, email address, my question, and probably also a customer number. And as soon as I click on submit, the chat starts, and you see the client automatically comes to front with alerting of a new incoming contact. So I just activate again, still in the blending mode, the chat, having again dynamic screen pop with the customer identification across all channels. And I have here the information at the chat window. We could highlight also logos or images, in this case like a refrigerator image, like a model number, and so on. And now I can start chatting with the customer, also including these templates that we have integrated into the client. So it's just a simple double click, and it automatically fills the full template into the chat transcript. And as soon as I send this, it will be highlighted on the customer side.
Yeah, we get asked quite often, what chat solution is it? Yeah, this is the Avaya chat solution, and we're providing an agent desktop. So in this scenario here, it's either the customer response service from the EMC system or the AIC system, or also in the future with the Oceana system. So in this case, we've taken, with the chat, we've taken all the available information that is on the website for that customer, and we show it here with the chat window, as well as on the left hand side the templates to respond to that chat. So in this case, we know from the customer number this is actually the refrigerator model this customer has purchased, and we're gonna handle the question in a way that we also present the agent the information so he can immediately go into a knowledge base and can check on that specific model number what type of information is required for that customer. That outlines a little bit what can you do typically from the website, how is the agent resources provided for the chat. Are there any questions at the moment for the live demonstration, or is everything clear so far? I have not seen any questions, so we will just go ahead here with our demonstration. So just in case there are questions, please feel free to use the question window here on the GoToMeeting bridge. Stefan, should we move over to the WebRTC component, to the mobile phone environment?
Just one more thing I already mentioned, just an example of the flexibility of integrating additional modules into the client desktop. So we have here just a tab called Customer Feedback. And as I already mentioned, I will just end that chat, bring up the website again a second time, and you see these customer feedback buttons. And as soon as I just rate the agent, the feedback will be provided to the client, and it takes a few seconds and you see it's updated. So this is just an example how you can do a real-time feedback communication, bringing that, in that case, to an agent, as well as you can also bring this back to a supervisor so that a supervisor could have a view, feedback view of the whole team he's responsible for, and so on. So that's just an example. You have the channel type, you have the rating, you have the agent, and you have date time so far.
Yeah, so we've got a question here, and I wanted to address that because that is actually specifically the mode for the agent desktop. So the question is the desktop client also the Avaya endpoint, or is it controlling an Avaya endpoint, hard phone, 1x communicator, 1x agent? The answer is yes. It is fully synchronized with the Avaya hard phone. This goes through the AES integration with the TSAPI and DMCC connectivity. Also, there is a possibility, if Stefan will go ahead and click on the mode button, we support the telecommuter capability. So that is something where you have, for example, a home agent or a remote agent that just clicks on the direct dialing number here, and he will gonna send his calls to any phone that is next to the agent desktop in this case, which is the DID number. As well as we support two different kind of soft phones. So we can either register on the Avaya system as an H323 soft phone, or on the Avaya SIP Session Manager as a SIP soft phone. So that's basically all 4 or 5, if you also do the Onix agent here, 5 different kind of solutions we're going to support. I hope that addresses the answer, the questions. So Stefan showed the customer feedback as well. Just to mention, there's also the voice recording control, like start and stop a voice recorder. We support multiple different vendors from a voice recording perspective. So the Avaya Call Recorder, the Rind, the Nice, the Envision, and several others that we have integrated with for voice recording from the agent desktop perspective. So Stefan, again, should we move over to the mobile environment if a customer is on the mobile phone? Yeah.
So I will start now my Webrtc module, and Uwe will start the mobile app on his side and start a Webrtc call through the mobile app. So I'm starting the co-browse Webrtc, so I'm the agent. Hello to everybody. And Uwe Kreuter will now start from the mobile app the Webrtc call. And it will also be integrated into the client.
So here, this is something which is a little bit more modern, bit more future-oriented. In the old world, we had a telephone. Yeah, we made phone calls to the 800 numbers. We used an IVR. We typed in our customer number. We got a bit frustrated if we did not survive the IVR and come to an agent at the end. So okay, we started with email. So when the internet got famous 20, 25 years ago, we started to send emails. We hope that people respond on our emails. When website got a little bit more advanced, people started to chat through the website, which is at this time was not real time. So chat was maybe a bit slow. It was maybe not that advanced as it is today. But in today's world, we all have a mobile phone. Yeah, we have a smartphone, and on the smartphone we have applications for basically everything that you can do, and it's getting more and more and more. So we've actually here using a smartphone application, and we're using components in a smartphone application that you could integrate into your application, into your customer service application, into your environment that you provide to a customer on a smartphone in an application. So I have a smartphone application with me, and I'm now clicking one button, and this one button is basically a combination of voice, email, chat, co-browsing, and it also includes video. So I click the button, and I'm gonna now call Stefan, and Stefan will actually receive my call. So this call gets distributed through the ACD environment, and don't be confused, that's me. Yeah. So I'm now the customer, and I started a Webrtc call. With that Webrtc call, from my smartphone, and I have a Samsung with a Android application here, and I started the smartphone application, and with that application there is not only video. So as soon as we have established a voice and video communication, Stefan is actually able to do a little bit more with me. So in that application, I have typed in some data. I have stored that data, so every time I open the application, this data is available. And Stefan now has the possibility to have access to my application and provide me some more data.
So I will start a screen sharing through the request screen sharing button. The customer has to accept this on the mobile phone, and as soon as he accepts this, you see a third screen that shows the whole mobile app. So the black window is just the video Uwe sees from that the agent video. And now you see all the different buttons in the mobile app, like a chat, like an email, a join us functionality for having multiple users in one chat conversation, as well as two different types of generating a call. We did now a Webrtc to Webrtc call to the agent desktop, but to also combine this to the classic voice world, we can start, in this case, called zip call, where the customer uses Webrtc, but the call itself is transformed to a zip call into the contact center. Yes.
Yeah, so basically, as I mentioned, in that smartphone application, we have a phone, we have an email, we have a chat, and we can also use, let's say, the capabilities of Webrtc and combine the customer's Webrtc smartphone environment with the agent. So we have all these media integrated in one channel in the smartphone application. This is pretty, I would say it's pretty future-oriented, but Webrtc really got real. So Webrtc is something that you can really use in today's world. So on the iOS, on the Samsung or on the Android applications, these are components that you could implement pretty easy into your smartphone application development, and we have done that for customers specifically in utility and in banking environments. So in the banking or in the utility application, you no longer need to write down an 800 number and make a phone call. No, you can just click that one button, and at the point, like I showed it here, at the point I click the Webrtc button, Stefan sees the data I have here in my application. So I just click on the amount button and I change it from 10,000 to 4130. I did that on my smartphone, and Stefan immediately sees it because I enabled him my screen share on my smartphone. So let's see if I now have a problem with whatever type of system, even with my refrigerator. I can take my smartphone, go to my refrigerator, and I just show it to Stefan what the problem is. I could do that in many, many different use cases. So just some examples: in utility, in banking, in customer service, in help desk environments. These Webrtc capabilities that are here provided through the Avaya platforms to the agent desktop is something that we really address more and more and more, because it is a little bit more the combination of all medias, and I think that's the very important point. So Stefan can at the moment share with me a document. So I just tell him I need to know some more information about my product. Please push me an application. So I allow him to do that. I just have to click the allow button, and at the moment I'm allowed it to him. We're going to start the download here of a PDF. I have that PDF on my smartphone. I can store it either on the smartphone, I can email it to whatever email address I want to use in this case. So there's a lot of capabilities that have been built into that more modern agent to customer kind communication through Webrtc, and for sure people are still hesitant to use the video. So the video it can be turned off. You can only do it on audio, and you can only do it on the live agent assist console with the document sharing or with the chat, for example. So this is more or less the combined integration, and as I'm identified as a customer from my smartphone application, also the Microsoft, in this case our CRM screen pop, is coming as well. So there's also the screen pop integrated, as it is integrated with all the other channels. So yeah, this is basically what we wanted to highlight in that live agent assist console demonstration. Is there anything on top of this, Stefan, you would like to show us?
Maybe two important things related to this. I, as an agent, have full control. So meaning I can scroll on these documents. You see, I can do everything in the mobile app, and the important thing is also only in the mobile app. So as soon as the customer just switches to anything else, I have no control, but I can also change the values here. I have highlighting possibilities. So this is from both parties can work on this. So in this example, if the loan calculation was wrong, I can easily say, okay, this is something we have to reduce again. So that's a possibility. And the second thing is these documents we share. There's two possibilities to share. One is, as Uwe said, that you can download them, you have them on your mobile app. The other option is that if you have some confidential documents customers should not have but should see in this moment, you can just share these documents, but the customer has no possibility to download them from a website or from a mobile app. So that's maybe, you know, two more things this console or this co-browsing feature includes so far. Yes.
Okay. So I think at this moment we just we have 10 more minutes. So I would move back to me being the moderator. If there are questions on this desktop demonstration, feel free to send them to us. Just do a quick wrap up. Stefan, you actually have to give me back the moderator rights.
Maybe one final sentence from my side. The client look and feel itself is a full flexible layout. So what you see now is nothing that is just for every customer. I just show one small example. If I take one of the customer feedback on the right side, I can easily, with a drag and drop, put it to somewhere else to put it down. So that's the flexibility we offer also to you as a customer, that every agent could, if you allow it, create their own layout, and you can also create as a company your own ContactPro layout. And now I will move to Uwe as a moderator.
Okay. So you now see back my screen, and pretty quickly give a quick overview, as we have tried to do it in an hour, show you the most important modules. The ContactPro system is not an Avaya replacement, it's an Avaya extension. It is using all the Avaya functionalities that is provided through the SDKs. We do it for voice, we do it for the proactive outbound management, as well as the channels like email, chat, co-browsing. As we showed it in the demo, Webrtc mobile web. We showed a little bit on the CRM connectors, but there's much more. So just in case you have some specific questions, even after the webinar, feel free to drop an email through the moderator here. And yes, we have showed the presence, the Avaya presence. We also have an integration with the Microsoft Lync Skype for Business as well. And we did not address too much on the web reporter and supervisor side, but if you have more questions or want to see a little bit more, there is no problem to do that. So just to show a little bit on the modules and the configurations, it is an agent or non-agent environment. It works with multiple CRM systems, as we have mentioned. It provides you email and more advanced chat and email response management capabilities. And for sure, we have also integrated with the Avaya Breeze and now also the Avaya Oceana environment. So we extend the existing platforms like the AES, the EMC, the AIC also into the new Avaya Oceana Breeze-based platforms, and we're doing this with the same look and feel, the same desktop as we have provided it on the more traditional platforms, and we also support additional Breeze snap-ins. So pretty soon there will be a ContactPro snap-in on the Avaya Breeze Snap Store. We already support the Breeze platform, as it was mentioned, also for the co-browsing capabilities like it is described here on that screen. So having a little bit look in terms of timing, we also showed you the web and mobile-based integration with the Agent Assist on the apps on the Android, iOS, and also on the web browser. So there's a lot of functionality that we bring to the table when it comes down to more, as I said, more future mobile web-based application integrated capabilities when it comes down to communication. So yeah, that's basically the wrap-up I wanted to do at the end of the hour. If there are more questions, feel free, drop us an email. Just to highlight, our goal is to empower your agent to work efficiently and productive with the new demand that comes onto the agent desktop with omni-channels. And while we're doing that since a long time, we also pretty much focused on the more modern and future-based Avaya platforms, as mentioned, the Oceana and Breeze. And I think that's it for now. I hope we made it good in time. We are a little bit too early. That gives you a bit time for another coffee if you want. So thank you very much. Karen, I'm not sure if you're coming back with final words, but from our side, thank you very much to the audience to attending this hour. And so far I know there will be a download provided, and we also have the recording available for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, as a reminder, a copy of today's presentation will be available for download on the IAUG website by the end of the day. Thank you again to our speakers for taking the time to talk with us today. And as you exit the webcast, please complete the evaluation for today's event. Your feedback and input are important to us and appreciated as we further develop the webcast program. Thank you again for attending and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.